I have found the perfect option if you are looking to add a sweet treat to your Christmas morning breakfast, or maybe you have a birthday coming up and you want something a little bit different, or just maybe a fun like weekend breakfast option. You are going to love today's recipe. Today we are making these cheese danishes that are inside of the King's Hawaiian rolls, and when I saw this recipe I knew I had to make it for my husband because he loves cheese danishes. So you're just going to start out by taking a block of softened cream cheese and adding it into a bowl along with 1 egg. To that, you also want to add in 3 tablespoons of granulated sugar. I did not realize that we were out of it, so I just substituted it with powdered sugar. I looked it up online and it's actually double the amount of powdered sugar for regular sugar, so I use 6 tablespoons of the powdered sugar. So if you're ever out of one or the other, then kind of can substitute that way. But you just want to take your mixer and blend that all together until it is nice and smooth. You want everything to be mixed well together. You don't want like chunks of the cream cheese in here. You want it to be very smooth and well combined together. Next up, in my 13 by 9 inch casserole pan, I'm just going to add 1 tablespoon of melted butter and just kind of move that around just to coat the bottom and kind of up the sides just slightly, but mainly the bottom of that dish. And then to this, we're going to add in our King's Hawaiian rolls. So I did the 12 pack here, and then once you have those added to the pan, all you want to do is create a hole about 2/3 of the way down into each roll. So I found it easiest just to take my kitchen shears, I cut an X into it, and then just kind of use the tip of those scissors to kind of open it up a little bit. So obviously with these being kitchen shears, they're clean. If you don't have kitchen shears and you want to do scissors, absolutely you can use regular scissors. Just make sure that you clean them beforehand before you put them into the Hawaiian rolls. But I'm just going to continue doing that just to create a nice little divot to put our filling into. Now this step is probably optional and makes it a little bit different from a traditional cheese Danish, but when I saw this, I knew that we had to do it. You're going to take 1/3 cup of melted butter and add in 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. And the recipe calls for cinnamon and nutmeg. I just went ahead and used my pumpkin pie spice because it has both of those in there plus other spices, and it was absolutely amazing. So you just want to add that in, give that a good stir until everything is well combined. Now we're going to take that butter, sugar, spice mixture and pour that over top of the King's Hawaiian rolls. I tried to like go slowly at first and kind of really drizzle that into where I opened it up before putting that filling in. And then I just took the remainder and tried to, as evenly as possible, just kind of like disperse it around. And this adds such an amazing flavor. So if you like brown sugar and butter, and I don't know who wouldn't, I would definitely recommend adding this up. But like I said, if you wanted to make it more of a traditional cheese Danish, you could definitely leave it out. And then I'm going to take the filling and add it into a Ziploc bag. You can also add it into a piping bag, which would make it a lot easier. The recipe does say that you want to put this into a bag of some sort to try to help you get that into the center of the rolls. And I definitely do recommend doing it because otherwise I think it'd be a little bit difficult. So I'm just going to put it into the Ziploc and then let all the air out and seal it up. And I'm going to show you here in a minute that I came to realize that these Ziploc bags don't come to a point at the end like I thought that they did. So in just a moment here, I'm going to show you that. It's like a flat end and it's like folded. And I was really surprised. Like I was trying to pull the tip out and realized there's no tip to it. So that did make it a little bit more difficult when I was filling these because I cut too big of an area, but it definitely was okay. I just took a knife to kind of help me press that filling in while I was squeezing it out of the bag. And what I ended up doing was I went through and did this like one time through because I wanted to make sure I had enough filling for each of the different rolls. And then I went through with my knife, pressed all of that down into the roll, and then went back through and then topped it. So that way I could make sure that the filling went all the way through and wasn't just sitting on top of the roll. And this definitely is like the most like tedious part of this recipe. Not that it's super tedious, but it is the most tedious part, just getting that filling in there. But it is well worth the effort because these are absolutely incredible and everyone will love them and be asking you for this recipe, I promise you. Once those are filled, you're just going to put them into a 375-degree oven for about 12 to 15 minutes. Everyone's ovens are different, but mine took about 15 minutes. And then once they come out, if you're able to, try to let these cool because you don't want to burn your mouth on that filling. So I let it cool for a few minutes. And then I'm going to show you here in just a moment how easily these slice into little sections, because I was a little bit concerned that it might be a little bit difficult, but it was not. I just took a knife and was able to cut the one off very easily. And like I mentioned in the beginning of this video, I think this is the perfect addition to a Christmas morning breakfast, or if you're celebrating someone's birthday, or maybe you want something fun to do on a weekend morning. I definitely think these are a great option and everybody will love them. I cannot wait to hear what you think about this one. Make sure you let me know in the comments down below if you give it a try. I know that you will love it. Make sure that you subscribe before you go if you haven't done so already, and I will see you in the next video.